Our new secrets from the Digital Circus's episode 6 trailer started with the mysterious new character that was revealed during the voiceover for the trailer, as during the narration we heard a voice we've never heard before, prompting Kinger to ask who exactly was speaking before the voiceover was interrupted again by a totally different character who we're told is called Mr. Gunn, who says he was supposed to be in the 6th episode before he was removed by Kane. But we're actually told during the narration behind the scenes that this mysterious voice we haven't heard in the show before was in fact the show's creator Gooseworks, who says, "Making a show is hard when you have a cast this big," which is shown to us right before another huge detail in the trailer many people missed. The fact Jax's tail was shown to us for the first time in this shot of him walking through the hall with Pomni that shows Jax will go through some sort of big change in the 6th episode. We saw in episode 5 how Jax claimed he always had a tail before realizing that it had mysteriously disappeared somehow before it returned in the episode 6 trailer, which we were given along with another huge secret towards Jax that we're expecting to see in the future episodes. You see, it turns out Glitch had also given us this new teaser image that was meant to be a lot more important towards episode 6 than you might think. As for starters, it listed the circus members into equal teams that matched perfectly with the teams shown to us in the episode 6 trailer, with Ragatha and Kinger, Zubul and Gangle, and Pomni and Jax listed together as teams shown to us before the trailer even dropped, meaning this image was definitely meant to be important towards the next episode. And we know that it also meant bad news towards Jax's character, as we saw the weapon shown to us in this same image was specifically pointed at Jax, as if it was meant to foreshadow a problem he's gonna be facing soon. But how would we know for sure that this was truly meant to foreshadow a problem for Jax? Well, before getting to the truth behind his character, it turns out we were given another massive detail throughout the trailer that actually confirms a sort of crossover between the Digital Circus and Glitch's other popular show, Murder Drones. As after the official finale of Murder Drones, there hasn't been much news towards what's next for the series outside of their recently announced comic series. But it turns out a fan of the show pointed out that during the episode 6 trailer, we were able to see Gangle next to a specific kind of gun that actually matched together perfectly with the weapon that was shown to us earlier on throughout Murder Drones as well. The weapon that the character Uzi used throughout the show that showed a strange sort of crossover potential between the two shows that made an appearance on more than one occasion, meaning there's likely going to be a sort of reference towards Murder Drones that we actually see in episode 6 involving this weapon after all. But it turns out hidden in this same trailer is an even more important weapon that was supposed to be Jax's. Weapon that had a very important Easter egg written on it that's actually popped up multiple times in previous episodes of the show as well. It turns out when zooming in on the side text, we're able to see that it says Cain and Abel, an important reference that popped up during the pilot episode of the show that was previously connected to the theory of there being two separate sorts of versions of Cain in the past before Cain destroyed the other one. Abel, exactly like the story of Cain and Abel, was originally told in the first place, basically pointing to some dark lore going on for Cain that we may learn about in future episodes of the show. But that's not all we're secretly told about Cain during this episode 6 trailer video. As it turns out, we're also expecting a big change for his character in episode 6, as on most of the occasions where he pops up, we can see how he seems to be more focused on relaxing rather than trying to guide the adventure. Almost like he's been taking a sort of vacation to avoid having to deal with the madness of the adventure. But going back to revealing Jax's huge problem we're expecting for future episodes of the Digital Circus, it turns out the show's creator Gooseworks had actually given us more details about the situation earlier on, as a fan of the show had asked her over on Tumblr which episode Jax would be suffering the most in, to which Gooseworks replied with a bit of a chuckle, not directly giving us an answer, basically telling us we still haven't seen this specific episode yet. the one where something very bad will happen to Jax, again matching together with the previous post that foreshadowed Jax coming up against some sort of problem in the near future. A problem that we were given even more details about from one of the secret details in this very same image. You see, one of the main clues that went towards uncovering what was really going on in this mysterious image was this ashtray shown to us off to the side. An ashtray that was specifically marked with an M on it, meaning whatever bad thing being foreshadowed to happen to Jax in the future can't be caused by Cain, as his name obviously starts with a different letter. So what's really going on here? Well, it turns out this actually isn't the first time we've seen this specific ashtray marked with an M in this way. We already saw how way back in episode 3, when Pomni and Kinger fell down to the basement level of the Mildenhall Mansion, they actually came across this same exact ashtray in the office of the mansion, telling us this bad foreshadowing towards Jax definitely involved the Mildenhalls. Something that actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, as we've seen in the past how Cain definitely isn't opposed to bringing back NPCs, similar to Gummigoo being brought back in episode 4 after being exploded in episode 2. And we know Martha Mildenhall specifically fits together with causing problems for Jax, as when she appeared for the first time in episode 3, she tied up Jax earlier on and literally left him there throughout the entire adventure, meaning she's definitely not opposed to causing more problems for him in the future. And we've literally seen her in some of the previous teasers alongside some of the other NPCs from other adventures, meaning there's definitely meant to be some sort of future episode where they all return together, which, as we're shown in Glitch's recently released image, may mean bad news for Jax at some point in the future. But with this trailer, we were also given more secrets that went along with the release of an entirely new award show page. As we saw on the last award show page, how there were multiple secrets scattered around that were meant to reveal huge lore details about the show, including what we're told from the quick fact section earlier on. Quick fact: Jax is the only one who really knows the truth behind Ribbit's abstraction, the character that was teased earlier on in episode 5 as important that the show's creator Gooseworks had even implied we should keep an eye out for, based on her releasing entire full body models for the character. But after these secrets towards episode 6 were revealed from this earlier page, it was actually replaced to go along with the episode 6 trailer drop. And this time, there was even more information that reveals exactly what we should expect for this next big episode. And it turns out I'm able to fully put together this information for you early in this video right here. So for what we're told about the next episode of the Digital Circus, make sure to check it out.